Please welcome Atlassian Head of Product Management, Work Management for All, Erika Trautman.
Hello. You made it. This is the last session. I'm really excited to be here with all of you. Thank you for spending the time in person with us online. Last session before Bash. I'm going to start with a personal story. So back in the day, I founded a startup when I was really young. I'd never managed anyone before. I had no business running a company. And so, what I did is I hired all of these really talented, incredible people who knew what they were doing in product engineering, design, and then you build out sales and marketing. And it was just this incredible revelation for me, how cool it was to bring all of these fabulous, really smart, really different brains together to go accomplish something no one of us could ever possibly accomplish on our own. I loved that part of it. But I'll tell you where I ran into some problems. I had these two leaders in product and marketing, really talented, really good at their jobs, but at the start, they could not see eye to eye. It was actually pretty bad. And sure, some of it was different styles, different skills, very different senses of humor. But it was also just that they sort of existed in these totally separate worlds, like right down to the tools that they used to do their work. So, product was using Jira, marketing was using Asana, product was always in Slack, marketing was always in Google Chat. It made teamwork really, really tough. Like, product and marketing literally couldn't talk to each other. And so, you had miscommunications. There were times when there were miscommunications about launches and launch timelines. Is anyone here in product? Okay, a few of you are in product. You know that if you screw up a launch timeline, your marketing counterparts will throw a fit. Oh, you're ruining our PR plans, and we already did the big media buy. I mean, they can be divas. So here we are, all miscommunicating. But what I eventually came to realize is that great teamwork is built on the foundation of shared goals, coordinated work, and the free flow of information across all teams. And eventually, these leaders figured out how to work together, and it was really good. Atlassian is in the business of building tools that help teams do their best work. And we've spent a lot of this conference talking about Atlassian's system of work. And that's our vision for how you can unleash the very best potential in your team's work. And today, I'm sharing the stage with three of my very favorite colleagues, including two divas from marketing. And we're going to show you how product and marketing, using Confluence and Jira, can help you come together so that you can really connect with the people that you work with to deliver amazing things for your customers. And because it's the last one before Bash, I promise you it will not be boring. There will be drama. There will be unexpected twists and surprises. And for the first act, I want to talk about some of our customers. So meet Roblox. If you have kids, you have definitely already met Roblox. They are the fastest growing gaming platform in the United States, played by half of all kids under the age of 16, and they have 67 million daily active users. So they have experienced incredibly rapid growth, massive scale. They have to get those games out to kids quickly. They cannot afford cross-functional miscommunications or duplicative work. So they moved their entire company onto Confluence and Jira, and it completely changed how their teams relate to one another. And look at this lovely quote that they sent us. Jira and Confluence make life easier. People can spend more time working on the value add, not busy work. I have to thank Mike because my daughter appreciates all the value that they add. Reddit is another great example. So they moved their business onto Jira and Confluence. And for them, the breakthrough was the workflow for them in advertising case studies. So Reddit has an advertising business. It's really important that they're able to tell prospective customers how existing customers really get great ROI advertising on Reddit. So they need these case studies. But it's a complicated process to get it. Requires multiple teams, from talking to the customers to get it in the hands of the sales team. And they were using a hodgepodge of tools, emails, spreadsheets, whatever, and it really wasn't working very well. By bringing the company onto Confluence and Jira, they created an end-to-end process across all of those different teams so that everyone involved always understood the status of any given case study and when it would be ready for sales. We're seeing the same trend across a wide array of businesses. So this is Breville. They make fabulous espresso machines, among many other things. And if you attended their session here, you know how they replaced Monday.com with Jira to help their Chef Steps team manage the entire process of getting recipes from chefs all the way to publishing those recipes on their website and social media. And in the process of bringing their teams together, they also saved $31,000 in licensing fees. Great companies like Roblox, Reddit, and Breville have all realized that you have to organize teamwork across your organization, not just within vertical departments. And you need to find those tools that bring teams together and don't push them apart. So we are really excited to be sharing announcements with you today, innovations in Jira and Confluence powered by Atlassian Intelligence. And throughout this talk, you'll learn new ways to collaborate, from ideation to planning and tracking to execution and alignment. And to see what this process can look like, I want to reintroduce you to a company that we completely made up called IdeaThread. This is the t-shirt company that Anoop told you about. They make eco-friendly t-shirts. They have a marketplace and a consulting business to help other brands also make sustainable clothing. And they give a portion of their proceeds back to charity. So they're a really good company having a very tough quarter. They're not on track to meet their goals for marketplace revenue. So it's a bit of an all-hands-on-deck situation. So go-to-market, product, engineering, everyone all get together to figure out what they might be able to do to quickly improve their numbers. And this is just straight-up ideation, right? Like, get all those ideas out on the table. I bet you can guess what's coming. It's a good old-fashioned brainstorm. OK, think back to the last time you did an in-person brainstorm. Maybe you were in a conference. Maybe there was like a moderator, and they gave you sticky notes, and then the moderator asked you like some really profound, important question and said, generate 5 ideas in 2 minutes. Go. And maybe you just froze, like full performance anxiety. No thoughts are coming to your brain. And you look around, and no one else is doing anything either. OK, that's not good. Or maybe it's actually going really well, like creative ideas are pouring out of everyone, and it's just fabulous, so much energy. The ideas are kind of overwhelming, but it also feels magical. Cool, except at the end of the session, you're now left with like 14 photos of a whiteboard on your iPhone and some notes that aren't that great, and now it's your job to go turn that into an action plan. So remember, IdeaThread is under pressure, and neither of these situations is very good. But it's about to get so much better. We're introducing the next generation of brainstorming, powered by Atlassian Intelligence. So Confluence launched whiteboards as part of Confluence this year. They're now generally available. And I get to show you how Confluence whiteboards with AI will completely change your brainstorms, helping you source ideas, find the best ones, and then just turn them into action instantly. So back at IdeaThread, our fearless cross-functional team is getting together in Confluence to tackle this challenge. But they don't have to start from scratch. They ask Atlassian Intelligence for customer feedback first. So what it's doing here is it's drawing from existing feedback that already exists in Jira Product Discovery, customer call notes in Confluence, customer support conversations in Jira Service Management, instantly compiling all of this information from across your company. And our team can hover over each of the stickies to see where the summary came from in Atlassian's tools. So it's always easy to understand why that feedback is on the board. And now with a solid place to start, the idea thread crew can jump in and create their own new ideas, which we've illustrated in those colorful stickies over on the right. And with all the ideas out on the table, Atlassian Intelligence will do the sorting for you, helping to group related content so that you can see which themes and trends are emerging. So now, having narrowed the brainstorm down to a few ideas that they think, OK, these are good, we could take action on these quickly, the team runs a collaborative voting session to decide which they want to get started on first. And the winning idea is improving communication between customers and designers via a live chat feature. OK, progress, we know what we're doing. But remember, they're like halfway through the quarter. They have to turn those ideas into action now. Atlassian can help. Our new integrations between Jira and Confluence will help the idea thread team turn their winning ideas into next steps instantly, so no one has to go transcribe whiteboard notes. So the team converts those top ideas into Jira tasks. Atlassian is pulling context directly from the whiteboard itself, so it's super easy to map relationships and dependencies and assign tasks to the right team members. And so now that we've created a couple of related tasks right here on our whiteboard, the idea thread team can move right into execution mode. So our marketing lead is ready to create a launch plan. So she just selects a portion of the whiteboard and converts it to a page. Atlassian Intelligence does the rest. It will compile priorities, planned work, customer insights, and more right into the page, easily available for all teams to access. For the idea thread team, all of this happened in a single brainstorm session, from ideation right into the work itself. Everyone speaking the same language, connected by the same tools, collaborating as the world-class team they are, and no one in marketing acted like a diva even once. And speaking of marketers, who are fabulous human beings and only sometimes act like divas, I'd like to introduce you to my trusted partner, Claire, the product marketing lead for Jira. She's going to tell you how Jira was reimagined to help any team manage any project. Thanks, Erika. Awesome.
Woo! Thanks, Erika, I think. So I know what you all are thinking. Jira, the tool your dev teams use to build software for any team? Yeah, right. Unless Jira magically becomes a spreadsheet, meets a PowerPoint, meets email, sprinkled in confetti, there's pretty much no way a marketer is going to use it. And I should know because I am one of those divas. But today, I am going to change your mind. As you heard in the opening keynote, we are introducing the next evolution of Jira. It is easier than ever for any team to plan and track work the way that they want. It's packed with features to keep your product and marketing teams more connected, and it is simple to customize for any project, whether you're launching a marketing campaign or building a flying egg car.
We did it. Yes, everything's on track in Jira.
Check Jira. I fixed the code.
The ads need a little work.
I updated the designs.
I'll create a roadmap in Jira. Let's get this in Jira.
We love it.
I've got it.
Just a little preview of what you will see over the next year. Big ideas start in Jira, but big ideas can't happen alone. That's why we've taken the best of Jira work management, like lists, calendars, inline editing, and color, because who doesn't love a little color, even engineers, and combined it with the power and flexibility that you all know and love from Jira software to bring you the only project management solution your company will ever need again. So, Your product teams and marketing teams, for example, can now seamlessly plan and track work together. And that confetti I was talking about, yeah, we sprinkled it all over Jira. In fact, the Jira team in the audience, I love it. Not yet. In fact, there is confetti every time your team completes a task. 103 million pieces of confetti over the last year to be, hey.
Claire, sorry, it's actually 105 million pieces of confetti. Just keeping honest.
Okay, Dave Meyer, everybody, head of product of Jira. And my product counterpart, as you can tell, we have a little bit of a dysfunctional relationship and we're in constant communication. Sometimes a little too much. Anyway, like I was saying, 105 million pieces of confetti. But confetti is not the only thing that we're doing to help teams work better together. We are adding new and familiar views to view your work the way you want to in every project in Jira. So for those that love a good list in your notebook like I do, or the simplicity of spreadsheets, we are bringing you lists in Jira, but with some superpowers. Lists is how you're going to get your marketing teams hooked on Jira. Let's look at the team at Idea Thread. The marketing team needs a way to view their work across product, across design, across engineering, because every team is contributing to the launch of a new feature. As we know, the beauty of Jira is tracking all of the details that go behind those work items. With lists, you can now easily see all of those work items in a familiar yet very powerful view. And much like a spreadsheet, you can simply add new work items directly to the list. Then you can easily drag and reorder the rows to help organize and prioritize your work. Let's see your notebook do that. Next, you can assign tasks inline, but in Jira, this means the assignee will be pinged with all of that context and the detail behind the work item, so they know exactly what they're working on, and most importantly, why. Finally, you can keep your board organized by nesting subtasks, or as some of you may call it, epics. Or if you're like me and just use the word epic to describe Bash tonight, then you can call it anything you want. So I'm excited to show you that you can change the group of tasks to something like launch. Seems small, but it is a big unlock. You can also group your work with other filters, like status or assignee, and use conditional formatting to highlight work items. As you can see, lists are going to be a game changer for viewing, organizing, and managing work across any project, and Jira gives you that. And now, I'm excited to announce the general availability of the biggest feature in the history of Jira. Hey, Dave,
Claire,
what's up?
Claire, I'm sorry. We can't tell them about the new AI features yet. Oh. They haven't, I don't think they've been deployed.
Maybe you should have updated the board.
You didn't check the board.
Oh, okay,
hey,
that's my fault. Sure.
Just let me check Slack. All right, okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Can you hit refresh? See, this
there we go.
The confetti means we're good.
All right, thanks, Dave. But what if there was a better way for us to stay in sync? Well, now there is. Also, I might have exaggerated just a tiny little bit about the biggest feature release in history, but you know, I'm in marketing, so. Let's meet shared release dates in Jira. Now, I will never get a frantic call from Dave about the launch status of new features because I can actually keep track of work items from my product team's board directly in my calendar view. And those features, Dave was so, yes, thank you. Woo! Those features Dave was so worked up about, well, now I know they're ready to launch because I can just check my calendar and he doesn't have to interrupt me on stage. This means you can let product do product things, and I can do the things that I wanted to do. So I'm finally excited to announce the new AI features that will help teams take all of that knowledge and data that you have in Jira already and recommend better ways to plan and track your work. So let's take a look. Starting with a large work item, like launch, AI Work Breakdown automatically recommends subtasks to help you deliver a big item. It breaks the work down into small, achievable steps and even recommends assignees based on past history. So I think I just saved you all a meeting. You can thank me later. You can thank me at Bash, buy me a drink. But we're not stopping there. AI Editor will pull context across Confluence and Jira to help you write better, more clear, concise descriptions of your work items. So sharing context across your team has never been easier and, frankly, more efficient. The better the description, the easier it is to get everyone on the same page, because we all know that context is king or queen. I hope you will all enjoy the ways that we are transforming Jira to make it easier to truly collaborate cross-functionally, especially across marketing and product, with new views, features that share the details across projects, and AI superpowers. Jira makes collaboration feel like something to celebrate. Now, go. All right, now I'm going to pass it to my co-diva, Sendhil, to keep the party going.
Thanks, Claire. Look, I promise to keep this party going in just a moment, but let's take a second and get real. It is hard to get a project across the finish line. There's deadlines, business goals, and different teams you have to coordinate with. And that doesn't take into account some of the hurdles we now face with distributed work. Geography is one of them. With remote work, different time zones mean we don't always get those chances to chat in real time. We feel this firsthand with our 11,000 employees spread across 13 countries and 4 continents. Next, there's time. When team members are able to connect live, you have things like status meetings, kickoff reviews, and other time sucks that just get in the way. Instead, team members really need to be collaborating about that bigger picture. Applications are the next hurdle. The average enterprise has 291 applications in use. No joke, 291 apps. Just imagine all the different work streams and business processes that are happening in these tools with no real rhyme or reason. Trying to bring them together towards the same unifying goal is like herding cats. It is so incredibly difficult. And finally, there's discoverability. Across the market, businesses have team members that have a tough time finding the information that they need to get their jobs done. 40% of their days, in fact, are spent just hunting for stuff. And even when they put in all that effort, a lot of the time they're still coming up empty-handed. So look, with all of that, it can oftentimes feel like the odds are stacked up against you, that it's impossible to get a project done on time and on budget. But today, as promised, I am the bearer of good news. We are announcing new ways for your teams to communicate efficiently, discover what they need, and eliminate the busy work so that your projects look just as good in practice as they appear on paper. Now, I know you all have heard about Atlassian's acquisition of Loom. Show of hands if you're excited by this. All right. Today, we are going to show you how Loom transforms communications when you're in the thick of project execution. So let's get back to our friends at IdeaThread. Our finance analyst uncovers a new revenue opportunity and wants to inform marketing, sales, design, and product. With Loom, they don't need to struggle to make a meeting work on everyone's calendar. They can simply share a video so that team members can absorb information at their own pace. Loom videos are so easy to make. Our financial analyst records a quick Loom straight from his browser. His video is about how the team can increase sales by providing eco-conscious clothing options. He walks through his strategy and projections for the rest of the team. And once he's done, Loom AI helps polish his video by removing the ums, the ahs, and the pauses. In case he said the wrong thing, he can simply edit the transcript and it's gone from the video. There's no need to re-record the video if the first take is not perfect. Loom videos are private until you share them. When our financial analyst does share it out to the team, they can watch it on 1.5x speed. This is an instant hack to get time back from your meetings. They can also react with emojis and add comments where they have questions, making it a breeze to align on a decision about this new growth opportunity. Mission accomplished. Video communication and collaboration through Loom drives better async work, because when teams use Loom, they reduce ineffective meetings by 29%. Now, I don't need to see a show of hands here to know that we've all experienced this firsthand. 74% of individuals feel more efficient when they use Loom. They are managing their time better. And 64% feel more connected. In today's distributed world, that is so powerful. Now, with that said, knowledge in Loom, and across your org for that matter, depends on your team's ability to discover it. We are making huge improvements in the way teams connect with knowledge that spans multiple apps. Let's see how this comes to life in the Confluence content tree and through unified search. We are making knowledge way easier to discover in Confluence's content tree. Now, you can add smart links there that span Atlassian and third-party apps. Our finance team adds their Loom to the project's content tree, where they can also browse the project's financial forecasts in Google Sheets and brand assets that live in Figma. It is so easy for the entire team to keep track of important information, regardless of the app that it lives in. Now, we all know the foundational way for teams to connect with knowledge is search. I am so excited to share that we're launching unified search in Confluence. So when a team member at IdeaThread needs to find out how to set up the new support platform, they will see knowledge across Atlassian. Results in this query include pages in Confluence, videos in Loom, and epics in Jira. Now, we recently ran an independent study with ESG. It stated that customers reduced time searching for information by 50%. Now, I am personally thrilled by that number, but I'm equally thrilled that this latest innovation is going to take that to even greater heights. Eliminating busy work is the next way we are improving project execution. I'm excited to announce new AI summaries across Jira and Confluence to help teams quickly get up to speed. Our marketer from IdeaThread needs to create a new solutions guide for the sales team. So she uses AI summaries to distill findings from multiple lengthy customer research reports. And just like that, she has pulled key stats and benefits, saving a ton of manual work. And our salesperson, they are just coming back from PTO, and they need to catch up on what they missed. With Atlassian Intelligence, it's so easy to grab the context you need, so you never feel out of sync with your team. AI will catch you up on pages that you haven't visited in a while, and it'll let you know if there are any critical action items that you might have missed. So our salesperson can quickly get up to speed on the new guide and see if it's ready to be used. It looks like we still have some work to do with sharpening up the positioning before this guide is ready for prime time. Now, the guide is dense with lots of linking out to other documents and context. Our salesperson uses AI to quickly get a TLDR of supporting info, like the new clothing lines messaging doc from Google Workspace. The team huddles for a review session on the latest rev. They add dozens of comments to the bottom of the page. I know we've all experienced this before. Luckily, Atlassian Intelligence will summarize themes and action items right above this influx of feedback. So whether you're on vacation or just trying to keep up with your team's work, Atlassian Intelligence has your back. No matter how a project shifts after planning, it is so easy to stay in the know and aligned with Loom, Smart Links and Content Tree, Unified Search, and Atlassian Intelligence. Because when you're actually trying to get a project done, the last thing you want to do is to continually track down information. You want to make progress. You want to make it to that celebration moment at the end. Now, I'm going to hand it off to Dave, who will show you how Jira and Confluence provide team leads with the views they need to make progress while staying aligned.
Thank you, Sendhil. Hello, everyone. So where were we? Our project is close to finishing because the idea thread team has been using Jira, Confluence, and Atlassian Intelligence throughout the execution phase. But what about team leaders? They need to know how the big picture is going and then help teams stay aligned. We wanted to create a better way for team leads to get at-a-glance information and updates on how teams, projects, and programs are tracking. Alignment. So Jira's always excelled at planning and tracking the details of work. Who's working on it? What's the status? How much effort is it? When will it be done? But let's imagine you've got the most organized board, the most detailed plan, the most advanced JQL, and trust me, I love a good JQL query. But there is one thing that your project is missing: a great code name, something memorable, something inspiring. Like if you were bringing two great products together into one even better product, you might call it, oh, I don't know, Project Spork. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. But what every project really needs is a why, a goal that you're working towards. Goals bring teams together. And I don't just mean something empty like increase customer retention. I mean a numerical, trackable, shared goal that helps every team understand how their work ladders up to the bigger company impact. So whether you're a cross-functional team with marketing and product, or the general manager tracking teams of teams, let's see how our friends at IdeaThread are using goals to stay aligned. So you've heard about how goals are now a part of the Atlassian platform and our new system of work. And we're excited to announce that we're integrating goals deeply into Jira so that no matter what team you're on, it's never been easier to plan, track, or share goals with colleagues. So let me show you what that looks like. In Jira, our marketing lead can see goals for her team's work in the list, and she can connect individual tasks to the overall outcome of the work. She knows that her work supports a key new partnership expansion target. And she can quickly visit the goals page and see all the work that ladders up to that goal. From there, she can follow a goal to receive weekly updates or filter down to see what a specific team is working on. And goals work across projects and teams. So our product manager, who's working on the same goal, can stay in sync with marketing. They never have to wonder if they have different definitions of success. And when work is tracked in one place, Jira gives you the program-level visibility and context that you've been missing. And so we're excited to share some improvements we've also made in plans in Jira, so that no matter how complex your project is, that big picture view becomes clear. Now our general manager can use the summary view in their plan to get an overview of all the goals associated with the program and see how they're tracking and what team capacity looks like. It's easy for her to understand how resources are allocated and proactively unblock teams and track work across the different cross-functional teams that all roll up in the plan. When teams stay aligned, projects are less likely to get derailed. Okay. Remember at the beginning when Erika spoke about how Roblox and Reddit and Breville were finding new ways to collaborate? She also said we were going to keep it moving and have some surprises for you. And I'm not just talking about running out on stage to give Claire a heart attack. Leaders at Reddit are using plans in Jira to get new insights into how their teams work. So please join me in welcoming Matt Chester from Reddit to tell us more. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Dave.
So I'm sure some of you attended Reddit's breakout session yesterday about how they replaced software that siloed teams with Atlassian's products. Can you talk more about how that transformation's going?
Yeah, we were able to take multiple teams out of multiple disparate products so they could all work together in one platform. It allowed us to streamline a lot of workflows for them.
And Erika alluded to how you set up a process to help different teams at Reddit collaborate on case studies. Yep. Can you talk more about how you're using the summary view in Jira as part of that workflow?
Yep, so it's a pretty long process with multiple teams involved. So we use a summary view to build out dashboarding type stuff for executives. So when they're reporting up to their leadership or even higher at the director level, they have an easy view so they can have a quick discussion about it.
Awesome. I know it's going to be hard to choose, but what's the best part about having teams work together in Jira and Confluence?
I think it's the time saving for them. It's got to be or they don't have to look everywhere for things. So we're not bring up a spreadsheet, start an email thread. Everything's there for them so they can see it easily.
Yeah. So if you had to give one last piece of advice to everyone here about how to bring teams together on the Atlassian platform, what would you say?
It's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. Use a house analogy. You buy a new house, you start packing up the old house, build piles of stuff you're going to take and donate, and it takes a long time to get everything packed up in the new place, but once you're there, reorganized, everything's cleaner, easier, nicer. So
awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Matt. Give it up for Matt Chester, everybody.
Thank you.
So like Matt's case studies that you can read about on redditforbusiness.com, our idea thread team has a launch that's ready to go. So it's out in the world, and they need to share the good news with the rest of the company. What's the best way to do that? Well, I think the best way to share news is in Confluence's new Company Hub. With Company Hub, it's easy to create a customizable, engaging source of truth for what's happening across your organization, tailored to your company's brand. So let's see how the team at IdeaThread uses it to promote their new communication platform. When it's time for the new tool to launch, our marketing lead makes sure that the product launch page is viewable in the Company Hub for everyone to see next to all the other important company news and information. So everyone at IdeaThread can get the news, learn about the feature, and support the team. With Jira and Confluence, it's never been easier to stay aligned. So if you're trying to get quick insights to unblock your team, or you're like Reddit and you're working across a bunch of different teams, goals, plan, and company hubs help scale alignment from small teams to the largest organizations. Like Claire said earlier, our goal across every feature that we showed today is to make it feel as if collaboration is built into your workflow and not a separate task. It's because we believe that work is changing. We need to work up, down, and across our organizations. For the last decade, Jira and Confluence have been part of my daily workflow. And I've seen how rapidly the way work gets done has changed over the past 10 years. And I believe that it's going to change even more over the next 10 years. And so we're making ambitious changes in Jira and Confluence to support new ways of working. Even though work is changing, the need to get value to customers quickly hasn't. And we know that great teams want to collaborate. They want that magic. They want to feel like everything's in sync, that plans are on track, that they can do their best work, so that no matter how big their idea is, that it feels achievable. At Atlassian, we use Jira and Confluence every day to help our cross-functional teams bring our big ideas to all of you. And we love sharing the stories of customers who are using our products to accomplish their missions, like Roblox and Reddit and Breville, and also Deliveroo and Vivian and Canva and Royal Caribbean and Mercedes-Benz and Absolute Software and Charter Communications and Moody and so many more. I know some of you are in the room right now. Can we bring the house lights up? If you're on a cross-functional team, stand up. My hat is off to all of you. Woo! Yeah. No matter what team you're on, there's a way to use Jira and Confluence to brainstorm, plan, track, and share your work. I hope you've all had an incredible Team 24, and I will see you at Bash.